The sun beat down relentlessly on Prescott, Arizona. It turned the desert sand into shimmering, almost surreal waves of heat. Towering red rock formations cast long, jagged shadows across the land. They looked like silent giants standing guard over ancient secrets. A dry wind howled through the canyons, echoing the past. It carried the scent of juniper and the tantalizing promise of adventure. This was a place where legends were born and stories were told. The town of Prescott bustled with life and energy. Tourists and locals alike strolled down the famous Whiskey Row. They admired the historic saloons and quaint shops. But hidden beneath the surface of this charming town lay a deeper, darker mystery. It was a mystery that only a select few knew about and understood. This mystery awaited someone special, someone destined. It awaited someone with the courage and heart to seek it out. Little did anyone know that someone was about to arrive very soon. Kevin pulled into Prescott in his beat-up Jeep, the engine sputtering as it came to a halt. Dust swirled around the vehicle, settling slowly as he stepped out, taking in the vast, arid landscape that stretched out before him. He was a young man with a kind face and curious eyes, eyes that now scanned the horizon with a mix of determination and trepidation. His journey had been long and arduous, but he felt a strange sense of belonging in this desolate place. He had traveled from the bustling city of Boston, leaving behind a life he no longer felt connected to. The noise, the crowds, the constant rush, it all seemed so distant now, like a different world altogether. Kevin carried with him a heavy, leather-bound journal and an old, tattered map, both of which had been passed down through generations. These items were more than just relics. They were his only clues to his family's past, a past shrouded in mystery and intrigue. These were his only clues to his family's past. Each page of the journal was filled with cryptic notes and sketches, and the map, though worn and faded, hinted at places of significance that Kevin was determined to uncover. Kevin's grandmother had passed away a month ago, leaving behind a legacy that was as enigmatic as she had been. She had been a mysterious woman, always wrapped in an aura of secrecy. Her eyes, though kind, held depths that Kevin had never fully understood. She always spoke in riddles about their ancestors, weaving tales that seemed too fantastical to be true, yet there was a conviction in her voice that made Kevin listen, even if he didn't always believe. She filled Kevin's head with stories of witches and royalty, of ancient powers and noble bloodlines. These stories, though captivating, had always seemed like mere fairy tales to him, but Kevin had dismissed them as fairy tales. The kind of stories grandmothers tell to entertain their grandchildren. He had never imagined that there could be any truth to them. Now, holding her journal in his hands, he felt a shiver run down his spine. The weight of the book seemed heavier, as if it carried the burden of generations. It was time to uncover the truth, to see if there was any reality behind the legends. It was time to uncover the truth. The journal spoke of his lineage in a way that was both detailed and cryptic, leaving Kevin with more questions than answers. The journal spoke of his lineage, tracing it back to a powerful witch from Salem and a noble family from France. These two lines, seemingly disparate, had intertwined their destinies centuries ago. It told of a powerful witch from Salem and a noble family from France. Their union was not just a marriage of convenience, but a merging of two powerful legacies, each bringing its own strengths and secrets. They had intertwined their destinies centuries ago, creating a lineage that was both unique and formidable. Kevin was the latest in this line, the only living heir to a legacy that was as daunting as it was fascinating. And Kevin was their only living heir. He was the keeper of their secrets and the inheritor of their legacy, a role he had never asked for but now felt compelled to embrace. He was the keeper of their secrets and the inheritor of their legacy. This legacy was not just a matter of pride, but a responsibility, one that Kevin was only beginning to understand. This legacy was the reason Kevin had come to Prescott. The journal had led him here to this remote town in the middle of the desert, far from the life he had known. His grandmother's journal hinted at a hidden place in the nearby mountains, a place that held the key to understanding his heritage. This place was more than just a location. It was a gateway to the past, a link to the ancestors who had shaped his destiny. This place held the key to understanding his heritage. It was said to be a sanctuary, a place where the secrets of his lineage were safeguarded, waiting for the rightful heir to uncover them. It was a quest Kevin never expected to undertake. He had always thought of himself as an ordinary young man with ordinary dreams and aspirations. But now he realized that his life was anything but ordinary, but something deep inside him urged him forward. It was as if the spirits of his ancestors were calling out to him, guiding him on this journey of discovery and self-realization. Kevin took a deep breath, steeling himself for the challenges ahead. The desert, with its harsh beauty and hidden secrets, awaited him. And so, with the journal clutched tightly in his hand and the map tucked safely in his pocket, Kevin set off towards the mountains, ready to uncover the truth of his heritage and embrace the legacy that was his to claim. Following his grandmother's map, Kevin set out towards Sedona. The map was old, its edges frayed and its ink faded, but it was a cherished heirloom passed down through generations. Kevin's grandmother had always spoken of Sedona with a sense of reverence, describing it as a place of mystical energy and hidden secrets. Her stories had filled Kevin's childhood with wonder and curiosity, and now, as an adult, he felt compelled to uncover the truth behind those tales. He felt drawn to the energy vortexes surrounding the area. These vortexes were said to be centers of spiritual energy, places where the Earth's power was concentrated and could be felt most strongly. Kevin had read about them in books and heard about them from locals, but experiencing them firsthand was something entirely different. The air seemed to buzz with an invisible force, and he could feel a subtle vibration under his feet as he walked. The map led him through winding canyons and over red dirt roads. Each step took him deeper into the heart of the desert, where the landscape was both harsh and breathtaking. The canyons twisted and turned like a labyrinth, their walls towering high above him and casting long shadows in the afternoon sun. The red dirt roads stretched out before him, seemingly endless, and he couldn't help but marvel at the raw beauty of the terrain. The landscape was harsh but breathtaking. The desert was a place of extremes, where the sun blazed hot during the day and the nights were cold and clear. The rugged terrain was dotted with cacti and scrub brush, and the occasional sight of a jackrabbit or a hawk soaring overhead reminded Kevin of the resilience of life in such an unforgiving environment. Despite the challenges, there was a stark beauty to the desert that captivated him. Every twist and turn of the journey filled Kevin with a sense of wonder. He felt like an explorer charting unknown territory, each new vista revealing something unexpected and awe-inspiring. The desert was full of surprises, from hidden oases to ancient rock formations that seemed to tell stories of a time long past. Kevin's heart swelled with a sense of adventure and discovery, and he couldn't wait to see what lay ahead. He stopped at a roadside diner. The diner was a small, rustic place with a weathered sign and a few dusty cars parked outside. Inside, the air was cool and smelled of coffee and fried food. Sunlight streamed through the windows, casting a warm glow on the worn wooden tables and checkered floor. Kevin took a seat by the window, grateful for a chance to rest and gather his thoughts. He ordered a cup of coffee and studied the map. The waitress, a friendly woman with a kind smile, brought him a steaming mug and asked about his journey. Kevin shared a bit of his story, and she nodded knowingly, as if she had heard similar tales before. As he sipped his coffee, he traced the lines on the map with his finger, trying to decipher the faded ink and the cryptic symbols that marked his grandmother's notes. The faded ink hinted at a network of tunnels beneath Thumb Butte. Kevin's grandmother had often spoken of these tunnels, describing them as ancient passageways used by indigenous peoples and early settlers. According to her, they were filled with hidden treasures and secrets waiting to be uncovered. Kevin felt a thrill of excitement as he realized he was getting closer to his destination. Could this be the hidden place his grandmother spoke of? The thought filled him with a sense of purpose and determination. He had always been fascinated by mysteries and the idea of discovering something long forgotten. The possibility that he might find the very place his grandmother had described so vividly was almost too incredible to believe. But the map had led him this far, and he was determined to see it through. He had to find out. The urge to uncover the secrets of Sedona was too strong to ignore. Kevin felt a deep connection to this place, as if it were calling to him, urging him to continue his quest. He knew that the journey would not be easy, but he was prepared to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The desert had a way of testing those who ventured into its depths, but Kevin was ready. As he journeyed deeper into Sedona, the landscape transformed. The red rocks became more prominent, their vibrant hues contrasting sharply with the blue sky. The air grew cooler and the vegetation changed, with more trees and shrubs appearing among the rocks. Kevin felt a sense of awe as he took in the changing scenery, each new sight more stunning than the last. Towering red rock formations rose from the earth. These massive structures seemed to defy gravity, their sheer cliffs and jagged edges creating a dramatic and otherworldly landscape. Kevin couldn't help but feel small in the presence of such natural grandeur. The rocks seemed to hold a timeless wisdom, their ancient surfaces etched with the passage of countless years. They were like ancient sentinels guarding sacred ground. Kevin imagined that these formations had witnessed the rise and fall of civilization, standing watch over the land for millennia. There was a sense of reverence in the air, as if he were walking on hallowed ground. The rocks seemed to whisper secrets of the past, their silent presence a reminder of the enduring power of nature. The air hummed with a palpable energy. Kevin could feel it all around him, a subtle but undeniable force that seemed to resonate with his very being. It was as if the land itself was alive, its energy flowing through him and awakening something deep within. He felt a sense of connection to the earth, a primal bond that transcended time and space. Kevin could feel it vibrating through him, awakening something primal within his soul. This energy was unlike anything he had ever experienced. A powerful and almost mystical force that seemed to call to him. It was as if the land was speaking to him, urging him to continue his journey and discover the secrets that lay hidden beneath its surface. He reached the base of Thumb Butte as the sun began to set. The sky was painted with hues of orange and pink, casting a warm glow over the landscape. The towering rock formation loomed before him, its shadow stretching long across the desert floor. Kevin felt a sense of anticipation and excitement, knowing that he was on the verge of uncovering something extraordinary. He felt a strange pull towards the towering rock formation. It was as if an invisible force was guiding him, drawing him closer to his destination. The feeling was both exhilarating and unnerving, a mix of curiosity and trepidation. Kevin knew that he was about to embark on the most important part of his journey, and he steeled himself for whatever lay ahead. It was as if the mountain itself was calling him. The sense of purpose and destiny was overwhelming, and Kevin felt a deep connection to this place. He knew that he was meant to be here, that his journey had led him to this moment. The mountain seemed to hold the answers he sought, and he was determined to uncover its secrets. His heart pounded with a mixture of fear and excitement. This was it, the culmination of his journey, the moment he had been waiting for. Kevin took a deep breath, feeling the weight of his grandmother's legacy and the promise of discovery. He knew that whatever he found here would change him forever, and he was ready to face his destiny. This was the place where his destiny awaited. The desert stretched out before him, vast and mysterious, holding the secrets of the past and the promise of the future. Kevin felt a sense of peace and determination, knowing that he was exactly where he was meant to be. With a final look at the map, he set off towards Thumb Butte, ready to uncover the hidden truths of Sedona. The entrance to the cave was hidden. It was almost as if nature itself had conspired to keep it a secret, shrouding it in mystery and intrigue. The rocks around it were jagged and uninviting, a natural barrier to any who might stumble upon it. It was concealed by a curtain of ivy, thick and lush, that had grown over the years. The ivy seemed to weave a tapestry of green, blending seamlessly with the surrounding foliage, making the entrance nearly invisible to the untrained eye. Kevin pushed past the foliage and stepped inside. His heart pounded with a mix of excitement and trepidation. He had heard tales of this cave, whispered legends that spoke of its secrets and the treasures it held. Now, standing at the threshold, he felt a sense of destiny. The air grew instantly cooler, heavy with the scent of damp earth and something ancient. It was as if the cave itself was breathing, exhaling the memories of centuries past. The walls seemed to close in around him, creating an intimate, almost sacred space. He flicked on his flashlight. The beam cut through the darkness, casting long shadows that danced on the walls. Each step he took echoed softly, a reminder of the solitude and silence that enveloped him. The beam danced across the cave walls, revealing a sight that took his breath away. The quartz veins, hidden for so long, now sparkled like 1,000 tiny stars, each one a testament to the beauty and mystery of the natural world. Veins of quartz laced through the rock. They seemed to pulse with a life of their own, a silent rhythm that resonated with the very heartbeat of the earth. Kevin felt a deep connection to this place, as if he had been here before in another time. They pulsed with an otherworldly glow. It was a light that seemed to come from within, a soft, ethereal radiance that bathed the cave in a mystical aura. Kevin couldn't help but feel that he was standing on the threshold of another world. Strange symbols were etched into the cave walls. They were unlike anything he had ever seen, a language lost to time, yet somehow familiar. Each symbol seemed to tell a story, a fragment of a larger narrative that he was now a part of. They seemed to writhe and shift in the flickering light. It was as if the symbols were alive, moving and changing with each flicker of the flashlight. Kevin felt a shiver run down his spine, a mix of fear and fascination. Kevin felt a thrill of fear course through him. It was a primal fear, a recognition of the unknown and the unknowable. But it was also a fear that spurred him on, driving him deeper into the cave, into the heart of the mystery. But it was quickly replaced by a sense of awe. The beauty and majesty of the cave overwhelmed him, filling him with a profound sense of wonder. He felt like a child again, discovering the world for the first time. He cautiously made his way deeper into the cave. The air grew thicker, laden with the weight of history and secrets long buried. Each step took him further from the world he knew and closer to the heart of the enigma that was Thumb Butte. He could feel a presence here. It was a palpable force, an energy that seemed to emanate from the very walls of the cave. It was as if the cave itself was alive, aware of his presence and watching his every move. It was something old and powerful, an ancient force that had been here long before him and would remain long after he was gone. Kevin felt a deep respect for this presence, a recognition of its power and its wisdom. He soon came to a chasm that seemed to drop endlessly into darkness. The void was vast and intimidating, a reminder of the unknown depths that lay beneath the surface. Kevin felt a moment of hesitation, a flicker of doubt. A rickety rope bridge stretched across the abyss. It was old and weathered, a relic of a time long past. The ropes were frayed, the planks worn and uneven. It was a test of courage, a challenge that he had to face. It swayed precariously in the stillness. Each movement seemed to amplify the danger, the risk of falling into the endless void below. But Kevin knew he had to cross it, to continue his journey and uncover the secrets that lay ahead. This was his first trial, a test of his resolve and his determination. He'd come too far to turn back now. The cave demanded his courage, his willingness to face the unknown and embrace the challenge. He had to trust his instincts and have faith in something beyond himself. It was a leap of faith, a moment of surrender to the forces that guided him. Kevin took a deep breath, steeling himself for the journey ahead. He took a deep breath and stepped onto the bridge. The wood creaked beneath his weight, the ropes groaned in protest. But he moved forward, one step at a time, his eyes fixed on the other side. It creaked and groaned beneath his weight. Each step was a test of balance and nerve, a dance with danger. But Kevin remained focused, his mind clear and his heart steady. But he held firm, his gaze fixed on the other side. The bridge swayed and shifted, but he moved with purpose and determination. He could see the end in sight, the promise of discovery and adventure. Reaching the other side, he encountered a series of puzzles. They were intricate and complex, a test of his intellect and his courage. Each puzzle was a piece of the larger mystery, a step closer to the heart of the cave. These puzzles tested his intellect and his courage. They challenged him to think creatively, to see beyond the obvious and find the hidden solutions. Kevin felt a sense of satisfaction with each puzzle he solved, a step closer to his goal. He had to decipher ancient riddles. The riddles were cryptic and enigmatic, a language of symbols and signs that spoke of a time long past. Kevin felt a connection to the ancient minds that had created them, a sense of shared purpose. He had to navigate treacherous pathways. The paths were narrow and winding, a maze of twists and turns that tested his agility and his resolve. But Kevin moved with confidence, guided by an inner sense of direction. But through it all, he felt guided by an unseen hand. It was a presence that seemed to watch over him, to guide his steps and light his way. Kevin felt a deep sense of gratitude, a recognition of the forces that had brought him here. It was as if his ancestors were leading him towards his destiny. He felt their presence, their wisdom, and their strength. Kevin knew that he was not alone, that he was part of a larger story, a legacy that spanned generations.